Good, and bringing that forward. Good, let's do a little bit of core strengthening. So, core strengthening pose is plank pose. So 3 breath plank pose. Now I want you to feel everything is lifting away from the floor and is light and stable until it's not. And then go into child's pose. Good. Bring the knees down. Come onto. Now remember how we drop down. Use both hands to lower so we can chop the back of the wrist into the floor or the outer edge of the hand into the floor and come down. And then slide through to here. And likewise, to come back up, I can use this and this to chop myself up. So it's down and through and back, and creating this rolling action in the shoulders. And you're going to use your chest muscles, your back muscles, your abdominal muscles to create this action. So that's how we move from plank position down into plank on elbows. So now I want you to just stay on plank on elbows, and we'll straighten the legs and be in plank on elbows. Good, bring the hips down a little bit, Cody. I know you're having an off day, but bring those hips down. That's it. Good, now bring the knees down, knees wide, toes together, push back, child's pose. Just for one exhale. Then inhale up and through and drop the hips forward, but keep the knees wide. You might not want to keep your knees wide on this one, Joanna. Good. And inhale up. Now just notice that to bring the hips back is an abdominal movement. Just squeeze the abs. Hip flexors actually are going to bring, psoas muscle is going to bring the hips back. And then come down. Exhale. Inhale up and through, and drop the hips a little. Lift back and push back. Come all the way forward, come back into plank position. Inhale, push into downward facing dog. 3, 2, 1. Come all the way back into plank position, bring the knees down. You can do them 1-1 or together, and then drop to plank on elbows, and then come up into plank on elbows. 3, everything lifting. 2, light until you're not. 1, and then knees come down, knees wide, toes together, push back all the way. You're not the only one having an off day, Cody. Good, and bring that all the way up and through. Let's have a little bit of a rest, and at the same time we'll give our toes and our feet a little stretch out. It's kind of humid this morning, isn't it? It's kind of still and humid, but so what we're doing now is we're just putting together the different elements that we've practiced a little bit. We're just putting it all into one class. This is kind of what flow yoga is. We're just kind of moving from this to that, strengthening, tensioning, releasing, just moving around the body in a reasonably ordered fashion. Let's just come up a little. Now remember, you can do this one leg at a time. We're just trying to get a little bit of a stretch into the top of the foot. But sometimes this is very sensitive. There's a lot of tiny bones and ligaments and tendons and little stringy bits of muscle in your feet. So we just want to give them a little bit. When we stretch a muscle, we're actually giving it a holiday, in the same way that when you come to Bali and do your yoga retreat, it's a holiday because it's a change from what you normally do. Same with the muscle. Normally our feet muscles are working this way. Yeah? I'm giving that muscle complex here a holiday by moving it that way, believe it or not. It might not feel like a holiday to you because it's a little bit ouch, but it's a holiday for this part of the body. Good. So we can do one, and then we can do one, and if it helps, you can roll the knee out to the side a little, and just give a little bit of tensioning through here. This is important. A lot of lower back pain comes from tightness in feet. Good. And then when you've done that, you might want to see if it works for both feet, and we gently explore this range of motion. This range of motion can come all the way up into the toes. We're still looking for steadiness and ease in the pose. That's great. Good, and then come down. And normally the top of your foot should feel a little bit warm and a little bit like spacious after that. So let's do the same thing through the bottom of the foot. So we come forward, turn the toes under. We can just bring the knees right back up, just over the ball of the foot first, and then just a bit of moving back and forward takes us into, see, there's no stretch for me there because I'm just coming down on the ball of the foot. But as I bring the knees down, then the stretch comes into the toes. I can come down and down and down and down to here and bring my upper body forward. That's less stretching. But if I walk my upper body, chest over the hips, then the direct pressure goes right into the toes, and that can be pretty intense too. If it's too much, if you can't breathe, come forward until you can breathe. When I say breathe, I mean breathe in a nice, full, relaxed way, and then you can slowly walk it back. Dial up your volume. Remember, in every pose, you are in charge of your volume control on the stretch. It should be at about 6 to 7, not 9 to 10. Good, and when you're ready, bring that all the way down and through. Good. All fours.